Tell me what you think of the new intro beat. I created it myself.
Do you want to bring balance to all the wireless radiation fields in your life, including 5G? The Omnia Radiation Balancer is a small sticker you can stick on any device. It changes the state of the field and creates a new resonance between the wireless radiation and your energy field. On the link below, you'll see all our testing results that show how the body responds excellently once you've made this change in your life. Plus, you can enter the discount code BBE in capital letters for a 10% discount. It's easy to bring balance back to your body with the Omnia Radiation Balancer.
Welcome back to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. My name is Frenchier, the host of the podcast, and we are so grateful to have you for another podcast episode. Make sure you are downloading the previous episodes, following us on Spotify, subscribing, rating, and sending reviews, writing reviews on Apple Podcasts. And we are so delighted to have our business spotlight on the line. Dr. Ronica Thomas is in the house. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much. Great to be here.
You're welcome. Glad to have you. Ronica Thomas, Dr. Rowe, is considered a pioneer in the nonprofit sector with over 12 years experience. In March 2020, she created history as the CEO and founder of the first national nonprofit minority association in the world. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, her educational background is solid with the following degrees: Bachelor of Arts, Master of Arts, and PhD. She is considered an expert in the field of nonprofit startup, development, and management. She has spent years dedicating her time to learning about nonprofits. Her love and passion has taken her across the world, coaching and developing future nonprofit leaders. Dr. Rowe created Blacks in Nonprofits, the first online Facebook group community that caters to people of color in the nonprofit sector. The BIN community is open to people of color all across the world and is growing rapidly with over 15,000 in less than a year. Her mission in life is helping others to reach their full potential and giving back to her community. She believes in being a blessing to others. She established nonprofit Newbies Consulting, LLC, based out of St. Louis, Missouri, where she provides individual consulting and mentorship. She also founded the phenomenal I Am Women's Conference series that provides encouragement, empowerment, and networking opportunities for women of all backgrounds. However, her proudest accomplishment is becoming a proud and loving mother to three amazing children who she proudly declares are her reasons why she goes so hard in life. You can find out more about her work and the association at www.nationalnonprofitminorityAssociation.org. All right, Dr. Rowe, tell us about yourself. We heard your bio, but tell us some background history of who you are, where you live, where you're from, and who are you?
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm definitely born and raised here in St. Louis. We always take St. Louis wherever we go. We say we're so St. Louis, and that has proven to be true. I just have a love and passion for this city and especially the nonprofits that's in it. So I wanted to come back and really give back to St. Louis and recognize the hard work that so many people like myself that's in the nonprofit sector do on a day-to-day basis. So I was doing a lot of traveling and I was going to a lot of conferences. And what I noticed was I would be the only African American person in the room, the only African American female. And I was thinking to myself, like, where's all the Black people? So
Right.
I thought, okay, well, we have to do something different because the number one client that I have that's struggling within the nonprofit sector are people that look like you and me. So I thought, okay, I have to step up and be the difference, and not only the difference, but a positive difference that we have to take action. And it was so many things that was like hurdles to get over because as Black people, sometimes we don't trust each other. Sometimes we have to get over some past issues that happened a long, long time before our time, but we're still, experiencing the hardships that people before us had to face. So we had to really decide to come together. And that's where Blacks and nonprofits came in. And originally, when this bio was written, we were at 15,000 people, but now we have surpassed that. And now we are a community of over 18,000 and now fastly approaching 19,000 people in less than a year.
Beautiful.
So
Congratulations.
thank you so much. So it's definitely a testament of how good God is and how he can take a vision that you have and you plant that mustard seed, but you allow it to blossom. And I tell everyone I'm just a vessel that he uses to bless his people. And I don't take that role lightly. So within the National Nonprofit Minority Association, which is a 501c3 organization, we create a history with that because we are the first association in the world to collaborate with every last minority that's represented. So we have Blacks in nonprofits, we have Hispanics in nonprofits, Native Americans in nonprofits, and what am I missing? Asians in nonprofits. So all of those sub communities have their own safe space where they can come in and talk about the issues that they face within their culture, their race, the segues that they have to, continuously get over to break free in the nonprofit sector. So the association provides mentorship for them. We provide networking opportunities where they can come together and have an opportunity to network with people that look like them. We do conferences. We have several different partnerships with the community. And it's literally just been taking off like crazy. But all of it stemmed from my love for nonprofits. I've been doing this for over 12 years now. I literally started at the Ferguson Library. For everybody that's listening from St. Louis, the Ferguson Library, I was going in and doing classes for free. I was jam packing the library and I outgrew that space. Then I had a partnership with the Blackjack Fire Department and I was in there doing the free classes for nonprofits and had so many people thank me like, Dr. Rowe, you helped me start my nonprofit. You helped me do this. You helped me do that with it. And that's when I started my consulting firm and just been helping nonprofits get started the right way. And it's truly become a passion and now a historic thing. Like literally all across the world, people are knowing about the association and hearing about Blacks and nonprofits. So it's been amazing.
That is awesome. Now I was going to ask you, well, how did you get into it? But you already said that. But what really is what your how did nonprofits become your passions? That's what I asked.
Okay, so nonprofits became my passion when I was very little and I didn't even know the name was a nonprofit. I would always do stuff in the community, and my mom would always be like, "Why are you doing this? Or why are you taking this? And why you want to give this away?" And all this other stuff. But it was just that helping spirit that I've always had since I was a little bitty girl. So the older I got, I started hearing about the nonprofit work and things like that. And I knew it was something that I wanted to get into and get involved with.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so
You
much.
know,
It's been a historic year,
congratulations.
to tell you the truth. We came out with our historic book this year as well, Blacks and Nonprofits Grant Writers Edition. So we submitted it into Amazon and found out that we were the first all African American grant writers to come together and do a grant collaboration book and utilize a African American publishing company. So with all of those combinations, it made it a historic book. And
Nice.
yeah, and we were bestsellers. We bestsellers for nonprofit in the nonprofit category on Amazon for best new release and bestseller. So the community and everyone like literally rallied around this project, and the book is still available. All of the proceeds go to help Black-led nonprofits, and we really want everyone to continue doing their work. So we need all of the community support. Was it Clear Channel Radio? BJ the DJ. You can hear several of the NNMA city chapter here in St. Louis on the radio doing donuts and just really getting St. Louis behind all of these amazing Black-led nonprofits that we have.
That is awesome. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just breaking history all over the place. I love it. That is
Yeah,
so inspirational.
thank you.
Yeah, now tell us the name of the book again. Let me write that down this time.
It's actually called Blacks and Nonprofits Grant Writers Edition. And it's available right now on Amazon. So you would just go to Amazon and then in the search bar. You can type in Blacks and nonprofits, and then it will show up.
Okay. Well, tell us what else you got going on, Dr. Rowe. Tell us
So,
about your conference
oh,
and whatever else you were going to say, please.
oh yeah. So we're going to be breaking history again for
Hey.
2021 this year. We're bringing the first ever Blacks and Nonprofits conference to Dallas. It'll be August the 27th through the 29th. And it's a great opportunity for all Black-led nonprofits, literally all across the United States. I don't know if we're going to get any international travelers yet, but if people want to come from international, that's great as well. But we really wanted to give people of color a conference that they can come to and they can learn from experts that look like you and me. The conferences that I went to, and they were all amazing, don't get me wrong, but every time someone
Okay.
came to the stage, they didn't look like me. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm paying all this money, but I'm getting fed, no lie, but I want to get fed by people that look like me, that can encourage me, that knows how to speak to my vibes, and I can be
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, they get it. So I didn't find that. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I was like, okay, guys, so now you really want me to start a whole conference series too? And it's crazy because I do conferences, or I did conferences for 4 years straight, the Phenomenal I Am Women's Conference in St. Louis. So it wasn't like I didn't have the experience or the knowledge base on how to throw a good conference. So I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. Like, you're trying to pick all my skills, right? And just go ahead and make me utilize them all in this new thing, this new season. So that's exactly what it is. And I say yes to that. And with saying yes to doing the conference, we launched a city chapter in Dallas. We have over 300 something members in the Dallas chapter, and they're all super pumped up. And it's just a blessing. And we're going to be doing some big things literally all across. We have city chapters that people can get involved with, international opportunities now. We partner with Refocus Africa over in Tanzania and Nigeria. So the National Nonprofit Minority Association will now be able to orchestrate the Bridge the Gap program, which is the main focus is to have Black-led nonprofits have the cultural experience, and not only the cultural experience, but to also learn what's the best practices for taking your nonprofit international, and to be able to grow and do things the right way. Because so many times we want to go international, we want to have all these different things in different countries, but we don't go about checking to make sure the laws and making sure that you're doing things the right way, ethically as well. And then that cultural difference is like, so many times people will come to Africa to take, but they don't come to give, and that
Right.
could be a bad, like, leave a bad taste. So when I was over in Africa 3 years ago with my nonprofit, I brought so much stuff over there, but it wasn't just to give to them. I wanted to learn their culture. I wanted to see what the cultural differences was. So now I can come back to the United States and say, hey guys, this is the disconnect. And so I've been working on that project for the last 3 years. And it's crazy because now it's like come full circle after 3 years to be able to have this large audience, to be able to like really put the program into good use. Because I had the idea for the program, I just didn't have the people for it, or Black-led nonprofits to actually go over there and get it done. So now 3 years forward, fast forward, 18,000 of them. And then the connects that I made over the last 3 years to actually say, okay, guys, we have the impact, we have the numbers, we can prove both that there's a need. And now the connects are there. So Tanzania, Africa coming up in 2022. So like I said, it's like a whirlwind of amazing things, and just different things coming down the pipeline for the NNMA and for Blacks and nonprofits.
That is amazing, Dr. Rowe. Congratulations again.
Thank
Well,
you.
y'all coming to my hometown now, so definitely give me a shout
Okay.
when you come into town for your conference, August 27th. That
Yeah.
is going to be excellent.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you do a lot. You do
I
a
do.
lot.
I
You're a
do.
busy lady. Tell us, how do you balance? How do you keep yourself balanced? How do you stay sane?
Oh, so work. life balance, and especially when you have your nonprofit, because I found the majority of people that have nonprofits, we are very, very giving people, and giving of ourselves, giving of our time, and we have to learn how to press the pause button. So I always say press pause. So I give myself cutoff times. Like I'm like, okay, at 7 o'clock, no matter what didn't get done on the day, the nonprofit side is done, and I got to check into mommy mode, and all of the other modes that we have to wear as women, and even as men in the nonprofit sector. Your fathers, your sons, cousins, brothers, we have
Right.
many different titles, but now it's like you have to be able to press the pause first off, and then invest in some me time. So whatever your me time looks like, enjoy it, separated from your business time, and you will definitely be less stressed, not feeling so overwhelmed, and really getting a lot of sleep. Like sleep is important. I know sometimes, or when I was first started off in the nonprofit sector so many years ago, I would not eat. I would be like working, working, working. And then by the end of the day, I would look up and like, did I eat today? Like, I don't even think I ate today. But sometimes you would keep pressing and you'll keep going if you're like really driven. But you have to definitely make sure that you purposely take care of yourself. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with
Yeah.
that. Well, we're gonna go to a commercial break. We'll come back on the other side, see what the sponsors have to say.
St. Louis dropping, popping, popping, popping.
Black bodies on the line. Let the creator elevate your mind.
New hits like this, like this.
Like 3, you're out, no mistake. That's the way the pitch break. My old man, sleeping in his
The Redemption Song by the V.
sometimes grumbling and complaining, but always keeping on. A garden of fragrant flowers. Then you, woman, child,
Last poet, you know it.
flowering garden of my heart, and my heart open to you.
Pick it up at your local neighborhood stores.
Flowing out.
Welcome back to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. Thank you to our sponsors. We have Dr. Rowe on the line, and we are so delighted to have her. Tell us about this is like totally, I wasn't expecting this. Tell me about your your trip to Africa.
So when I was over in Africa, I actually went for 2 weeks to Nigeria, and it was an amazing, amazing experience. A lot of cultural differences. When it rains, that doesn't stop anybody or anything over there. They like trucking through big old puddles, and I call it a puddle, but literally it looked like a lake. I didn't even know if the car was going to be able to drive through all of the water, and I was doing a Facebook Live video just in case like it went wrong. I wanted people to understand, like, listen, this is where the surroundings was. If y'all need to come try to find me, I'm swimming somewhere. But it was so crazy. They were like, are you in a boat? I'm like, no, listen, I am in a car, people. Pray for me right now. But it was so crazy because they're just used to that. It was like no problem at all. People just walking right through it, trucking through it, the cars just going through it. But it was definitely fun. I would say the food is a little different. It's a little spicy. I mean, for me, if you like spicy food, then you will love, the food selection that's over there. But it was just a little spicy. I did like the jollof rice though. So I was eating jollof
Yeah,
rice like every single day. It was like my go-to. And I got a lot of African attire made for me. They made me some really
nice.
beautiful outfits, and they really treated me like family. I had three different host families, so I got an opportunity to move throughout and see how different families did things, and how they interacted and things like that. But it was definitely an amazing experience. I was like, yeah, most people like, I want to go to Africa in my lifetime. And I was like, I want to go to Africa in my lifetime. And I really didn't think that I couldn't. It was just
Yeah,
like, how am I? But sometimes people think that it's so far off, like they'll never be able to do it. So I always shift my mindset and say, okay, I want to go to Africa. How can I make this happen? And when I
yes.
made it happen, I was like, okay, wow, God, you really, take me to places that people only dream of going, especially at a young age. Like I was still in my early 30s when I went, and now I'm approaching my later 30s, and I look and I'm like, okay, I'm almost 40, God, but in these almost 40 years you gave me, I've done a lot. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty dope. I'm like, okay, I really like that. So it always keeps me humble because I always think like, it couldn't be, all the things that couldn't be, but he doesn't let that be. So it's always a gratitude moment.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Rowe, I created this interview series called Black Influencers Values to get into leaders' heads and find out their inspirations and motivations. So, Dr. Rowe, describe yourself in 3 words.
Ooh, my 3 words would definitely be resilient, humble, and um, passionate.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that fleeting moment in your life that catapulted you to your present self, but certainly could have really gone the other way?
Ooh, when I decided to shut down my private practice doing counseling to do nonprofit stuff full time, like to give National Nonprofit Minority Association and Blacks and nonprofits like my whole focus and attention. Because if it didn't work, then I've been out of a job and without no money, right? So I'm
Right.
so glad that it's working. So that was a pivotal, definitely moment. But sometimes you do have to step out on faith. And I did have some reserve. So it wasn't like if I didn't make any money or, anything didn't happen right, I would just, have to be really short. But most of the times people need to make sure that they have some, a safety net before they just jump off and just do your nonprofit full time. So I've definitely been blessed to be able to do that.
Nice. What are your morning and nightly rituals?
Ooh, morning time, I definitely get up and I have my me time. And my me time is my mirror time. And me time and mirror time, they both are empty. So I always say, if somebody calling me or something, I'm like I'm in my empty time. And empty time is just basically where you're at your rawest and your authentic self in the morning. So you literally get up in the morning and you just embrace who you are. You embrace all the strong points, all the weaknesses, everything that you're trying to fix, everything that you can't fix, that you just got to accept it is what it is type of moment. And then really love yourself and say, some positive things that you do have going on, and let the things that you couldn't get done go, and focus, get really focused on what you need to do for the day. And so that's one of my key morning rituals. And then at nighttime, I just reflect and I'm like, okay, what all did I do right this day? What all the things that I didn't do right? Is there anybody I need to apologize to? Did I snap off on somebody that I didn't really mean to? Or, did I offend somebody? Or, it's all different things that can go on through the day that you may not have the moment right when it happens to deal with. But I don't like to go to sleep or to carry on something that could be fixed today to the next day because tomorrow's not promised to us. So I always do a little bit of reflecting and see what could have been done, differently throughout the day. So I can go to sleep and be at peace. And that's one of my books. It's called Protect Your Peace. So that book is available on Amazon as well. But I just really talk to people about protecting that peace that you have within yourself, and you have the power to protect your peace. You have the power to protect what you allow into that sacred space of yours. That if you get around this person, you already know 9 times out of 10 they may get you to a level that you weren't even trying to get to, but you have to be able to protect that peace because only you are going to allow your actions and your feelings to take you to a level that you wasn't trying to go to. So if you already know that about yourself, you protect it. So when you feel like you're going to get to a certain level, then you just bring it back and like, you know what? Maybe it's not the best time for us to talk right now. Let me give you a call back in a couple of hours, or, maybe I'll talk to you in a couple of days. And that's protecting your peace versus getting into a big argument and match. And now your blood pressure up, you stressed out, the rest of the day blown because one conversation took it to the next level. So it's just little examples every day about how you can protect your peace and thinking through some things. So it's a journal.
I love that.
Yeah.
Who should I interview next?
Ooh. Um, I know so many dope people. It's crazy. And it's really hard to just like narrow down somebody. But if you're looking for somebody like in St. Louis area and in the nonprofit, but just a bad person, and bad, I mean like she's cold, like really dope in everything that she does. Tracy Berry McGee. I don't know if you've heard of her yet, but she's
No.
the founder of Sister Keeper, and she literally was my first mentor in the nonprofit sector. So I always give her kudos and shots out, because when I was thinking like, man, I don't really know if I can do this. Like this is kind of crazy. And even in the counseling field, but she was like, no, sis, you got it. And so, and from there, it's literally been like a sisterhood. So she's definitely a person, a good influencer.
And you said Tracy Berry McGee?
Yes, with Sister Keeper, and that's sister like Sista Keeper.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is your target audience and your self-proclaimed niche talents and our gifts?
Oh, my target market is definitely African Americans. Um, there's just something about being able to stick together and come together. My whole motto was "Together we are better," and then that was for 2020, but it carries for the rest of the lifetime. But 2021, I declared a year of action. Like we have to do a call to action and really mean it, because even though we can have 18,000 people in a group, if those 18,000 people are sitting dormant and they're not doing anything with their power that they have, then it's just 18,000 people. So
Right.
we are really calling people out to be advocates, to voice opinions, to get seats at tables that you may not have felt comfortable being at. And how you do that is getting out and becoming more vocal, in your communities, showing up to the city hall meetings, and let's be really intentional and strategic in our efforts to really make Blacks and nonprofits a national movement.
Ashe.
Yeah.
And what are your self-proclaimed niche talents and our gifts?
Mine would definitely be, I'm definitely a connector of people, and definitely a great motivator. Very passionate about what I do, and easy to get along with. And I guess that's why so many people follow me and, want to connect with me and do all kind of partnerships and just pick my brain for all kind of things. But it's definitely a gift to be able to have a personality that can give, I would say, get along with so many other different personality types, and then having an understanding and a very um, patient, spirit and demeanor about myself. So I'm very adaptable. I can fit in with any crowd, and that has become one of my biggest strengths is just knowing how to, be a good influencer and a good leader. Because not everyone is called to lead. There's a lot of leaders, but it doesn't mean that they should have that leadership title if they're going to abuse it.
True that.
Yeah.
True that. What did the young you envision, see, think, or was told to make you impact people the way you do?
My grandma, she always used to tell me chin up. And chin up to me was one day, they were talking about being amazing and being awesome in school. And I just really didn't know if those two things fit me, because I didn't really know what they meant. I just heard my teacher always give a award out for the person that's being amazing, and my name never got called initially. So I was like, okay, what do I have to do to be amazing? And I went
Mm.
to grandma and I was like, Grandma, am I amazing? And she was like, go look in the mirror and tell me what you see and come right back. And I was like, huh? Like, go look in the mirror. She said, you go look in the mirror and you tell grandma what you see when you come back. And so I ran into the mirror. And while I was looking in the mirror, I'm looking to see if it was like something magical that I didn't know about. And you know, you're a little kid, so you don't really know. And my grandma had never told me nothing like that before. So I'm still in the mirror, and she comes in the bathroom and she comes up behind me and she grabs my chin and she said, you see that face right there in the mirror? And I said, yeah. She's like, that's what amazing is. And you keep that chin up and you never forget that. So anytime you question what amazing or what awesome looks like, you come in the mirror and you put your chin up and say, it's me. And that always stuck with me. So I'm always like, okay, yeah, I know I'm amazing. I know I'm awesome because of all these things. And even when I doubt it, I still can look in the mirror and still, just because I'm me, you know, period. And there's no other person like me on earth, that makes me amazing. So my grandma
That's
taught me.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Chin up.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite book, song, quote, and why?
My favorite book is The $1 Million Messenger by Bernard Burchard. And I picked that book out because I was literally sick of counseling people. I didn't want to hear anybody else's problems or anything like that anymore. And I was like, I think I'm going to a midlife crisis. And I went to the library and I was trying to find some books on what is a midlife crisis. And I came across this book, and it happened to be in the wrong aisle. And I picked it up because I was like, what is this book doing in this aisle? And I started reading the first couple of pages of it, and it capitalized my attention. So I was like, okay, I'm going, I'm going to take this home. And I literally spent all night reading through it, all day the next day reading through it. And it came to a point in the chapter where it was saying, when you think about, what's your purpose in life? What's your, your passion? Once you realize what you're passionate about, then your purpose is going to be revealed. And from that purpose, you can find $1 million idea. And I was like, So the next couple of sentences goes on like, what is the number one thing people always ask you about? Or, what do people know you for? And when I sat back and thought about it, I was like, you know what? Everybody always asks me how to start their nonprofit. Or anytime somebody see me, it's always about my nonprofit that I originally had, Share My Kicks Foundation. And that's the number one thing. And that's what made me happy to get up out of bed and do a lot of things. So when I thought about it, it was like turn it into your business. So that's how Nonprofit Newbies Consultant was created. And then from there, I didn't, really look back. And it could potentially become $1 million idea with all the new stuff that's been added along the years to it. But definitely that was my favorite book. And then my favorite song is, I really like Let It Snow by Boyz II Men. And I know it's kind of like a seasonal song technically, but that's one of my favorite Christmas songs. But my go-to jam, like any day, any time of the year, anytime, whenever, is what is the actual name? I'm trying to think of who sings it, but Thank You, Lord, for All You Do for Me by Hawkins. I can't think of his first name.
Richard Hawkins.
Something like that. I know it's Hawkins, but it's an oldie, but it's a good jam, and that song is like 10 minutes long. So you can definitely get a lot of stuff done within the 10 minutes, a workout or whatever the case may be. But it's definitely my favorite go-to song of all times. And then did you say wine?
No, I said quote.
Oh,
Favorite quote.
my favorite quote is I don't know who says it though, but I always like that you don't have to be great, but you have to be. Oh wait, you don't have to start to be great, but you have to be great to start, or something like that. But I think it's Les Brown, one of his quotes. And if it's not that one, you got to be hungry. So that always stuck really good to me and close to me. Is that you got to be hungry. I follow him and John Maxwell a lot. So between those two guys, they definitely have a lot of great quotes.
Nice. Name 2 things you want to tell the world.
I would tell the world that um, you can do anything that you want to do. Nothing is impossible. Sometimes we put periods where God puts questioning. I mean, where He puts like an apostrophe or a dot dot dot, and we try to put limits on our possibilities that we can do. So become limitless and take off all of the walls that we try to put up on our lives, and just really understand that you can go and do so many amazing things in life. So that's what I would want to tell people. Instead, keep dreaming, keep thinking big, and go after the things that you want in life.
Yes. Are you a saver or a shopper? And what are your financial strategies?
I'm definitely a saver. I'll shop for other people, but I rarely ever like really go shop for myself. I'm not a Molly type of girl. I rarely even shop online, so I'm starting to get used to the online shopping because of the COVID. But I'm totally a saver. I'm saving up for whatever. It's always something. I'm like, oh, I gotta save my money. So right now I'm saving to purchase a house. So that's one of the biggest goals that I would like to do within the next year or two. So that's where my saving, my bag, as they say, secure the bag. So I'm trying to secure these bags to get a house.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Does your key values and life mission speak first to your race and then the world, vice versa, or that is not a thought of yours as you live day to day?
Mm, It's really not a big thought of mine, but since I do work primarily with African Americans now, it does cross my mind because sometimes we get overlooked and we get, you know, just not fair treatment as I think that we should in particular segments and things like that. So it does make it hard to just turn the other cheek and act like it doesn't exist when so many people know it does. So I definitely think it definitely plays a little bit into, decision makings and how you view things.
Yes. When you have something that's super important to you, what do you tell yourself to get pumped?
Ooh, something that's super important for me. I mean, I pray. I get nervous, believe it or not, when it's time to do big things and all of that stuff. I have, well, I used to have anxiety, tester's anxiety. So anytime I would have to take a test, I would get super nervous. So I would have to, really get my nerves underway. And it really didn't
Yeah,
get that bad for me until I got to college when so much stuff was riding on it even more. Like, you can't graduate if you don't pass your exams. And the pressure. And
that's
I'm like,
right.
oh my God, I went through 4 years. I need to pass. So I'm like, okay. So it's so heavy. So I used to have to call my mom and she'd be like, okay, baby, you got this. Come on, let's get through it. So that's definitely one of mine. It's just you know, I say a little prayer like, God, you got me. So whatever the case may be, I'm good with it either way. And just remind myself to, stay calm and show up. That's the hardest part when you got stuff to do. It's just actually showing up for it. And you can fail at anything. So I'm like, I might as well try to fail at something that I love.
Yes, I like that. Fail is something I love.
Yeah.
Name 5 people that you know or don't know that embody instrumental traits children should emulate.
Uh, I don't know them personally, but the people that I've always looked up to that I think has a lot of character traits. Everybody has their flaws, but I definitely looked up to Michael Jordan, which I don't know him personally, but I would love a chance to meet him. He helped me through not having my dad around when I was growing up. I always thought of him like a great father figure. If I was to have a father, that was present, I was like, oh, Michael Jordan would definitely be it. I followed him a lot on the basketball court when I played basketball. But as far as his characteristics and his traits, he was just a hustler. Like, he did not let nothing or nobody stop him from the game of basketball. And he always pushed himself and his teammates to the next level to get there. So
Mhm.
he would definitely be one. I really liked Oprah Winfrey, just her being a pioneer in the field. It helps me to understand what a pioneer is because I am now, labeled as a pioneer in the nonprofit sector as well. So I just appreciate her audacity and her determination to break through some of those stereotypes, especially in the broadcasting segment, which is where she got her start in acting and all of those things. So her and believe it or not, they're not a people. I mean, they are, but it's a company. I really like Chick-fil-A because I love their whole like mentality. I don't know if anybody's ever like taken a look at their business plan or even their mission and their values. It's like so dope. They really have a Christ background. They let their employees off and shut down on Sundays. You want that chicken and you forget like, oh, they closed on Sunday, but it's a constant reminder that they value their family time and family
Right.
over money. They make a lot of money during those 6 days. So they like, why do we need to do Sunday? That's our time to be with our family. So I always appreciated them and they know your name. The customer service is like impeccable. Like you can go to any Chick-fil-A in the world. I mean, some you go to some and it's like, okay, y'all need to step it up a little bit. For the most part, all of them still have that same value system where they can get you in and out. Like Chick-fil-A can clear a line like no other. It could be wrapped around a building and you like, man, I'm not finna sit in that line, but you do it and then you get your food and it's hot and fresh. So Chick-fil-A,
Yes.
the owners of Chick-fil-A, I should say. And then number four, I definitely have to put my grandma in there because that lady was a genius to me. I know everyone has their flaws, like I said, but I never witnessed them from her. Like when I say the lady loved Jesus and was at church and I hear her cussing, I hear, none of that stuff, just a true a lady, a statue, a very I call her a Proverbs woman because she demonstrated it to the T. And then my fifth person would definitely be, it's a combination pack of my sisters. They're both strong. We lost my big sister to cancer 2 years ago. So she's definitely, they just both show just the true essence of what strength and what perseverance overall obstacles mean. So those would definitely be my five.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
Name five people that you know that are powerhouses in their industries.
Um, Trevor Oates, the CEO of Black CEO. He's a very good powerhouse. I'm actually booked to be a keynote speaker for his conference that he has coming up. I would say Dr. Beverly Browning. She's the author of Grant Writings for Dummies, and it's a award-winning nonprofit book that even myself, before she became a member of the association, didn't realize it was written by an African American woman. So
Mm.
she's definitely a pioneer in her field. Um, Dr. Cheryl Jackson. She's the founder of Minnie's Food Pantry, and she's really good friends with Oprah. And her nonprofit has grown to over $2.5 million nonprofit. And just knowing that she started it from 2 cans of corn, and it being such a renowned nonprofit now, she would definitely go on the list. I would say I like John Maxwell because he is an amazing leadership coach and just a person. I went through his leadership program some years ago and I really did enjoy it. And I'm still using some of the leadership principles and practices to today, and I met so many amazing people from all across the world. And then I would say the last person on the list that is a pioneer would definitely be um mm, I don't know. That's a good one that I know personally. Um I would say Dr. Omar Coffee as well. She's based in Dallas. She's doing some great things for the financial literacy side of things and showing people how to capitalize on their funds and really doing things with a sense of urgency. So many times we say, "Oh, I'll get to that" when it comes to our finances, but we don't
Right.
understand that having good words and having money, when an opportunity comes up, is so important. So those would be my five.
Thank you. What is your website and business name?
So my website is www.nationalnonprofitminorityAssociation.org, and the business is called National Nonprofit Minority Association.org.
Awesome. And will you tell us how we can stay connected with you on your social media platforms?
Yes, so on social media, I'm on Instagram at the Dr. Rowe, and that's TheDrRho. So that's my Instagram, and then I'm on Facebook at Renika Thomas, and that's Rhonika, and then last name Thomas, Thomas. Also on LinkedIn as Renika Thomas, and I know this is new for so many people, but Clubhouse, I'm on Clubhouse at the Dr. Rowe.
I'm
And
gonna follow you,
yeah,
the Dr. Rowe.
DRRHO on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I like Clubhouse.
Yeah, it's been really good. I was able to do some Blacks and nonprofits rooms, and I'm just waiting on our club to be approved. So I've been working with their admin team because that's a big conversion rate, and I don't know how large their the group capacity can be, but I want to switch, get everybody from Blacks and Nonprofits into the Blacks and Nonprofits group on the Clubhouse app as well. But not everyone has an iPhone, not everyone has invites to give out, so it will definitely be a long process, but definitely excited about it. It seems to be a very good app for networking and stuff.
Yes, I have connected with at least 15 people to who's actually scheduled. Like I've been talking to at least 30 or 40 people from there's this page I go to called this room called Industry Connect that I go to,
Okay.
and that's where I've been finding all the people that I've been scheduling new interviews for. So
Oh,
it's been good.
okay.
So yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Rowe. It's been so lovely talking to you. The last segment we have here is called Mining for Diamonds. And that's me asking you to drop two more gems for aspiring business owners or business owners who are already in place.
I would definitely say to don't give up. There's so many times that we will hit a little rock or a little hurdle, and then we're like, "Oh, this ain't for me," and we give up. Just on the other side of that hurdle or that little stumble that you had was your blessing, or was that thing that you needed to really take your business to the next level. So, at the first sign of something going wrong, see if you can push your way through it and keep being very persistent. I say persistently pursue your goals, because if you don't persistently pursue your own goals, you will for somebody else. So um, definitely be consistent and be persistent in everything that you do, even if it's for your personal self or for your business. And you have to show up every day, show up mad if you have to, show up sad if you have to, but show up. And then keeping a positive attitude during it all. Life is going to happen to each and every one of us. As long as we keep getting up and living, you can guarantee that life's going to do something, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But that's the thing, it's your life. So you have to live it and live it well.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, that was it. We did it.
All right.
Thank you.
No
And
problem.
so we thank you for tuning in to another episode of A News You Can Use. Make sure that you are following us on Spotify and subscribing on Apple Podcasts. And we thank you for all of the gifts and support you have shown us through our Anchor app. Your donations, we take it and use it to continue to make new episodes and for leveling up. And so we thank you. And follow us our BNS LLC pages on Facebook and Instagram. And we thank you for tuning in to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. Peace and blessings.
Providing stability in uncertain times, division leaders Tamara and Xavier Bannister will protect your employees and their families with the security of life insurance. Being the CEO of a company comes with a plethora of responsibilities such as communication, understanding, and critical thinking. The most important skill of a true leader is to lead from the front. Having the best intentions to secure and educate employees with integrated resources will be the core components needed for innovative thinking. Many corporations will be making groundbreaking achievements during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's put supporting your employees with a thriving legacy of affordable life insurance on the forefront of your agenda. Build a company on solid ground. Life insurance is essential for future generations to have a legacy of integrity. Contact us at 818-392-9479. Division leaders Tamara and Xavier Bannister. Affordable life insurance for your budget. The Bannisters. Division leaders of Primerica. 818-392-9479. Call today for a quote. The Bannisters, division leaders, 818-392-9479.
Let it snow, Boys to Men.
And welcome back to the News You Can Use podcast. Did you know that your support keeps this podcast alive, keep episodes getting recorded, new content created, researched? Just gives me the power and the energy to continue to create more news you can use. Time that the hours per episode and per marketing sessions that I spend creating this for you takes away from me participating in any other income-driven activities. So your support is needed to sustain future episodes of the News You Can Use podcast, and also for leveling up, because I want to make this better for you. I have a logo getting worked up for you and connecting with other vendors so that we can really just be set up just like when I talk about sponsorship, we can set up just like the radio stations do. The radio stations come and they show up, they set up a whole music DJ, have a DJ to attract business to your to drive clients and customers to your store or your physical location. And that's the whole point of the News You Can Use podcast. And so your support is needed. You can contribute monthly by clicking the support this podcast button on the Anchor app. When you give $9.99 monthly, I get, as the creator, get 13% more per dollar. So I'm really grateful for you, and continue to give and show your support and love. Thank you. Engage. Let's connect. Ujamaa Cooperative Economics.
Check this out. Yo, them beats is poppin'. Check this out. St. Louis' very own hit record release. Love Song. By JCD, rap artist. Yeah, he's fat. Check this out. From MIDT Records, B&B Productions. Pick it up at your local neighborhood store.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of A News You Can Use podcast. Make sure you're downloading the past episodes. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts so that you may be notified for the next episode. While you're on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and leave us a review and rating so that other like-minded people will discover the podcast like yourself. Share the podcast with your friends and family. Download the free Anchor app to leave us a message that we may play on future episodes. Melanated business owners, become a business spotlight promoting your businesses. Musicians, send in your music to play on the podcast. Shop with B&S LLC. The link is inside of the show notes. Shop with us also on Teespring. The link is in the bio, in the show notes. Buy the Amazon book by Friendshare Gardner, Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? The link is in the show notes. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at B&Us LLC. You may email us at anewsyoucanuse@gmail.com, sending us any suggestions, feedback, concerns, and musicians. You can email us your MP4 files to play your music on the episodes. Thank you so much.
Free your mind while it's time. What's up with that? I got one thing on my mind. Revolution. Yo, that's Pharaoh Jerome.
Please make me die 1,000 deaths in a day, and then I won't jump in the front while you
Put it down for the new time. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Shalom, shalom. Hotel. Yeah, MIDT Records. B&B Productions. Rhythmic sound. Love to rap. Yo, check it out. And all your local neighborhood stores.
Thank you, Lord. Walter Hawkins.